And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and I have to say, as we start this day, y'all made a little fun of me last night.
Well, we had fun, though.
But you made fun of me.
All right, so look, this isn't the first time that we've all gone to the Mexican restaurant. And it's kind of like when you find one item that you like.
You stick to it.
You stick to it. But you usually know if you go to a burger place that you want a Big Mac.
Right.
Or if you go somewhere else, you might I want the Whopper Jr. But if y'all go, if you want something funny, go to the Mexican restaurant with Scotty Ray. He goes to the same one so often, they see him, he just says, yeah, and they bring him what he wants.
Correct.
Last night,
Tino was off. Where was he?
He was off. He had his feet put up somewhere, and we had Amy's birthday party, so the whole tribe showed up. We had about 15 of us. They didn't know we were going to have that many. And that little waiter come by and said, what would you like? And Scotty Ray says, I don't know what it's called, but I'll sound it out for you.
Yeah, I tried.
It's got some meat and stuff in the middle of it, and it's folded over, and it's got some cheese and rice.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't go over so well.
So they brought him a quesadilla, and he said, well, that's really what I was thinking about.
No, it wasn't.
You were wanting a chimichanga, which is kind of folded over and rolled.
I do this. This is the way this works. It is your usual, and then if it's not usual, I'll go, well, what Dylan Ray gets. And he goes, okay. That's all it is to it. I have not I'm one of those that when I go out to eat, as you mentioned, I find that one item that I like. I never vary from it. And new restaurants scare me. I can pick up a menu at a Mexican restaurant and I don't understand it.
That's the English version.
Yeah, it might as well be Greek to me. I understand hamburger, steak, and peas. I get all that. It's when you go outside of my box that I get a little confused.
We go to Weidman's and we both eat the same thing. We get the pork with the peas and the beans and some jalapeno bread.
Boy, we blew their mind.
Yeah, because you've got to tell them specifically black-eyed peas because they have no idea what a field pea is.
Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 of them little waiters go,
huh? What's a field pea? I've never heard of a field pea. So you ain't from around here.
And then, and I brought this up earlier this week. When I say butter bean, I don't want nothing brown. I want a green butter bean. Here in Meridian, Mississippi, it's green. That's a butter bean. Y'all keep that by. But that's just the way I am of... like I can remember going on in fancy restaurants. I don't want to read your restaurant. I don't want to read your menu. Give me a waiter that I can go, I want a ribeye, medium well, and that's it. I don't care about what else you got on there. This is what I want. I never read them. That's the way I work.
And our clan, our little tribe, does not slack up on anybody. And it's...
Oh, just because the police were outside and I had a camera. Oh, yeah.
Scotty Ray.
Well, I got a minute. I was sitting there and had a lady say, hey, I just left there and I just heard 20 gunshots right down the road. No, she actually said 30 rounds. And you know what? She was right. They shot up a car. And we will tell you in just a little bit where that was.
Angie said, I didn't know if we were going to make it. Well, what happened? He said, she said an ambulance passed us, and I thought for sure we was going to chase it.
It becomes part of your nature. It is sort of what I do now. But boy, it was Popo everywhere on Highway 19 last night.
Yeah, well, we were trying to have dinner. And there they go. But we had, and everybody that said, wished Amy a happy birthday. Thank y'all, and for our whole clan that came out last night to celebrate.
Did you have a good birthday?
Time. Oh, it was beautiful, and everybody came out and made it real nice. She didn't expect that, so that was good.
So she's happy now.
She's happy.
All right, we want to make sure she is. And Odie, he had a big box. I never asked what was in it. I kept thinking it was a cat, like out of the movie.
She got the Odie dog. Now she needs the Garfield.
Oh, there you go. Got to get a Garfield there. Well, let's see, we got some folks watching from Lisbon, Alabama.
Yeah.
Andrew, how are you doing there?
From Lisbon, Collinsville, Conhata.
I did see Brandon, Mississippi there also. Melanie.
Brandon. Look at there.
Got them from all over joining us.
Jennifer
Louisville.
said, good morning. Good to see you again. Same here. Louisville. Man, everybody's coming out.
Now, we did have that weird stuff going on a while ago as we brought up on radar there about the wintry mix.
Yeah.
Let's just, for good measure, go back. We got bad news for everybody, Odie.
It's coming closer.
It's gone. There is no wintry mix left. The last sighting that we had of anything was about right there. It's all gone now.
Yes, so.
We hate that, but we do have some light rain here. This is what we got out here. Rainy day in store for us through about 2 o'clock. Yep. So, as I mentioned, be cautious in where you drive and what you do. Cars slide in this stuff, and we don't want anything to happen to you.
No, not at all, because it's going to be slick, and I don't see any ice coming out. It could ice on a bridge, and it's going to ice on the bridge first. So be careful. Still pay attention when we go across the bridge. No brakes, no turning your steering wheel. Don't pass on the bridge.
And I mentioned also the other thing is get yourself a calendar. Mark a date with me. Monday night, come join me. We're going to have coffee. We're going to have a little weather. It could be bad. Somewhere late Monday evening into Monday night. We don't have the exact timeline yet, but the Meridian area already under level 1 for storms. As you get to Hattiesburg, it's a level 2, and it just kind of gets worse from there the further south you go. I do fully expect this to move a little bit further north into our area, and possibility of some tornadic stuff. Whatever the case is, we'll be there to track it for you. Odie will be on one end of it, and I'll be on the other, and we'll be here to make sure that you're safe in the end.
You know, as bad as this sounds,
What is it?
we need this.
Do we?
We do.
Why do we need it?
Because that's what's going to be used to help Climavision calculate and
You're saying setting up the
calibrate
radar.
our radar system.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be a test run. We need to make sure that it's reading everything right. So we'll be out and about making reports and getting back with them and making sure that everything's reading real good. So hopefully we can go live maybe around the first week of February.
Yeah.
So can't wait to get this dude online. Man.
Debbie Jones just pointed out my description of what I wanted to eat was everything they have at a Mexican restaurant.
And I told him 3 times. I said, it's a chimichanga. We've gone through this before. But did he listen to me?
Whoops.
Is Harold now pulling a funeral coach? Bob, you know, I think we need to work on
Could
that.
be.
We need a covered wagon that Harold can pull.
We'll talk to him about that.
That is awesome.
I got a new picture of Harold this week out grazing in the pasture.
Yeah. Taking
Going,
it
where's
easy.
my carrot? Where's my carrot?
Missing his cows.
We got some beautiful ladies in the studio with us. They're going to be our guest here in just a moment. We don't know what they're talking about. They were just beautiful. We said,
We
come on
didn't
in.
care.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, come on in. We can use all the help we can get up in here.
That's right. So y'all stand by. Your day is going to get better.
Yeah,
here
we
in
just
a
got more
moment.
people come online.
Yeah. We'll be right back. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We got something big that that is coming up out at the Evangel Temple, and two lovely ladies to tell us more about it, and they have not seen themselves on camera yet this morning.
So we're fixing this. We're going to show them at the same time we show each one of y'all.
All right, let me minimize this. No, you're in there.
Oh, I'm in there?
Yeah, see, there you are.
See?
Perfect. All right, what do we got going on at the Evangel Temple?
Well, we have something called the Diamond Huddle. So that's going to be a camp. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
It's a camp for all female students, 7th through 12th grade. And it's actually this Friday to Saturday. It's an overnight camp.
What time does it start?
It starts at 5:30, and then it'll end on Saturday at 3.
I sure hope you got a ton of chaperones. I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
It's going to be a fun time.
So what ages can come?
7th through 12th grade.
7th to, what age is that?
That's 17, 18-ish.
Depending on what school you go up to about 24, 25.
Yeah, it could be. Farther south you go.
So with this, what are the girls going to learn? Is this a thing to teach them growing up, life lessons that they need, or what is it?
You hit the nail on the head. We're going to have 4 different speakers. We're going to be covering topics like relationships, offenses, the process we go through in life, emotional, mental health, social media and influence, stuff like that. Angie, tell me your thoughts on that.
Okay, so one of the things that Hillary was sharing with me for this year was the word change. And I was thinking about that when I was coming here, and I was like, as born-again believers, as blood-bought believers, we've come into a personal relationship with the Lord. Mm-hmm. And we've experienced the power of God. We've experienced the presence of God, the peace of God, the hope of God. And He wants us to share that with others. And we've been influenced by so many things. And the word influence means the capacity to affect the character development of someone else.
Right.
So we as believers want to be an influence to these young ladies in their character and their development with the Word of God, the presence of God, worship, prayer, because circumstances, whether they're good or bad, they influence us. Mm-hmm. TV, media, social media, friends, peer pressure, schools, the things we come encounter with every day, they influence us every day. So I've experienced through my life some really hard things at the ages that they are.
Right. So you've been down that road is what you're telling me.
Right. And at 23, when I gave my heart to the Lord, everything changed. And now I was influenced by the Holy Spirit. And that's kind of what we want to share with them is that even though they're living in this world and they're traveling through different circumstances, the Holy Spirit wants to be their helper in time of need. And the Holy Spirit and the Word of God wants to influence them every day. So it's really about, the Bible says in John 12:32 that if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto myself. So we want to lift up the name of Jesus, that these girls can see that there's hope and there's help and there's peace and there's power beyond what they can ever imagine.
Yeah.
So we just want to encourage them.
Good stuff.
Now, how do you sign up for all this? How do you go about it?
Can you post the link?
I can actually.
Okay.
I already have.
All
if
right,
you'll
good
look
deal.
here, this is what it looks like here.
It's already there.
Just click there.
Well, good for you. Yes. So there's a $25 registration fee, and I want to say this too. That covers meals from dinner at 6 o'clock on Friday,
right,
all the way to lunch the next day, snacks, everything in between. We have T-shirts from Bella G's. And there'll be snacks. We're having an ice cream party, all that stuff. But
have you thought about, Odie, we could probably be better marketers than them. Why don't we just call this date night? Drop your kids off, have a date night.
Yes.
And bring the kids, bring your female kids.
That's it. But I do want to say this because this has went out to so many students. And I know not everyone has the $25 extra to spend.
Right.
We have some sponsorships available. So if someone's in need of that, just contact me and we'll make it happen and they'll be there.
We don't want to leave anybody out on this spot.
No, absolutely not.
But if you can't afford, there is.
Yes,
and then
yeah.
if not, you got some people that'll step up and help out. That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
it is.
We really do have a good community. I know a lot of bad things go on, but we really do have a good community.
It's a caring community. It truly is.
And our church that we're having it at, Evangel Temple.
Oh, they go above and beyond.
Oh my gosh, Pastor Mike, he's like, you can use it, you can do whatever with it, and take it and run with it. He wants these kids to be touched. He wants them to have an encounter with the Lord, and he's fully supportive of
Yeah,
it.
if you've never been to the Evangel
Yeah.
Temple, you need to. What an auditorium that is.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, it's something because you got angels that fly around.
I see that.
Man, I'm telling you.
Somebody was sitting there and said, "There goes my mother-in-law."
Yeah.
They thought it was a wig.
Did they run?
That's funny.
You said something very profounding, and that is the power of social media, and not just peer pressure, but what goes on social media is a huge part of what drives younger people
That's right.
today.
Yeah.
And
so y'all-
you're talking about
Yeah.
that. That is awesome to hear that you're going to approach that subject.
Yeah. Have you watched some of the influencers like on TikTok and looked at the stuff that they're putting out?
Not a lot. I just now got a TikTok account, but
Okay.
is it good or bad?
Well, some of it's good. Not all social media is
Depends, right?
bad. It does depend on who you're following. And
And
there
that
are
goes back to
some-
classes like this. It shows.
Exactly. And that's one of the topics I'm actually speaking on social media. The positives of it and the negatives, and what you're taking in, and that's what you're going to put out, and to be aware of what you're taking in. Is it leading you closer to the Lord or further away?
And you hit a nail there of parents have to be involved.
Oh, my.
See
Yes.
who your children are
That's
following.
right.
Are they a great? Is it somebody you look up to? What's the word I'm trying to find here?
Character, morals,
Character,
values.
somebody that is your hero, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Make sure that they're good folks, not
Idols.
gangsters.
Right. That road will lead you nowhere. That gangster road.
We all know that.
It'll lead you there fast.
So again, give us the times, how to go about finding you and getting and being a part of this. What do we do?
Okay, you can look at my social media page too, or Greater Meridian FCA, but it's Hillary Ford. And the times are January 5th. That's this Friday. Doors open at 5:30. And it's an overnight camp, January 6th. It'll end at 3 p.m. And if you're planning to come, let me say this. Bring a blow-up mattress, your bedding, your overnight stuff.
Or you be sleeping on the floor.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. I actually have a couple extra if somebody needs some. But just let me know ahead of time.
I got you. All right.
Little
we're
dollar air mattress from the dollar store, if you can still find a floaty out in the back. Everybody got a floaty in the yard, but
Yeah, that will work also.
I wonder if they still do they have adult-sized kindergarten mats?
It's a good thought, Odie. We may need one here.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting one in the
Nap time?
truck. Side of the interstate.
Anybody we need to thank that's gone above and beyond to help y'all pull this together?
Oh my goodness! First of all, Evangel Temple for allowing us to host this event. But I've got a list, and I'm just going to read them real quick.
And she ain't scared.
These are the
Nope.
businesses in our community that have given door prizes, and I really wish I could be in the drawing to win a door prize because these are that good.
Great.
But anyways, so Bella G, Harry Mayer, Southeast Nutrition, Line 39 Nutrition, Little Griddle, Southern Accents, and Brand New You.
Man, that is good there. I think you got a donation here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Michael Ray Johnson out there from Quality Collision.
That's wonderful.
Oh,
He'd
thank
donate
you.
$100 to sponsor a young
the
lady.
Lord.
So
Oh,
there's
amen.
There's 4 people right there to get in the door.
Yeah.
To get the word of God.
There you go.
Yeah.
And a life-changing overnight party.
I
Yes.
like that.
Wow.
We're watching
Thank
a
you,
movie
Michael.
too. I mean, we're having an
Smokey and the
ice cream
Bandit?
No,
Dadgummit.
no, it's actually the what's it called?
The George Foreman movie.
Have you watched that?
Is it
his
about
testimony?
is it about the guy that builds a grill?
Yes.
The
Well, it was
boxer.
when he
The
was
He's a
boxer.
boxer.
I'm thinking
No.
it's not going to be that good.
No, he's a boxer, and he's like sold out for the world and all this stuff, and it never fulfills him. I don't want to spoil it, but anyways, it's a great movie.
He shows how to drain the grease off. Is it really an
No,
infomercial?
we don't talk about that. No.
Now
He
I want
talks-
a hamburger.
He ends up being a preacher. So he was like a boxer in the ring fighting that
Right.
kind of battle, and then ends up as a preacher, a pastor fighting a spiritual battle.
That's right.
Like, It's powerful. It's life changing watching that.
I
movie.
need to watch.
Yeah.
That's two of them. I need to watch the Phil Robinson story, and then I need to watch him.
Well, thank y'all for coming in.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all so much.
thank
Evangel
y'all.
Temple this Friday. Again, a telephone number if a mom wants to talk to you directly.
Yes, 251-654-4344.
Or you could just go to our page because I never remember that. Would you?
Me neither.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank
for
y'all.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Scott Mountain, Alabama joining the show. Miss
What I'm talking
Willie.
about. Way up on the hill.
Ooh, salute there. We'll be right back with more. Scotty Ray and Odie as this morning gets underway.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. Scotty Ray and Odie as
Here
this
we
morning
are.
is underway. What has gone on overnight?
A bunch of yahoos out and about.
It was. First off, we had an accident at State Boulevard Extension. This would be something minor. It wasn't too bad. As we pull this up, right over by where Al's place is there, they found the ditch.
They found it, and there it was.
Yeah, got a little fender bender going on with that, but no major injuries or anything involved with that. Not the case as we go down Chandler Road. This would be somewhere around 1 a.m., Odie, is when this would happen, as we would find out that a car overturned. That happens a lot here lately. And again, injuries involved with that. Metro showed up. Sickalina Volunteer Fire Department had to drag out of bed, and they ran down there to check on everybody.
Make sure everybody was all right.
Yeah, so that was the case there, what we had.
Yeah, I tell you, the wrecks are, they're getting to be more and more on a daily basis now. And please just slow down a little bit. Pay attention to what's going on. I mean, these things here are a blessing, but they're also a nightmare. We see a lot more accidents that deal with these types of gadgets. And it's not you that you have to be paying attention to. It's everybody around you. So just be careful out there, especially when this rain comes through and this mist. That's the worst.
That's right.
Misty rain is the worst.
As things would progress last night, usually this time of year, there's a lot of things that happen. You go, well, that was a firework. Wasn't anything to it. That was not the case in the area last night. Let's start here. We had a home that was struck with gunfire last night, Odie. And here it is. This would happen in the 2400 block of 43rd Avenue. Just due north. Here's State Boulevard. Just north of there is going to be Highland Park. Is where all this happened. Here's Royal Road. Just north of there is where that happened. Now, there was no injuries. Still doesn't change the fact that a home was struck several times with bullets. Yeah. Now, as we were mentioning, as we were eating, there was a lot of police activity on Highway 19 North, which is that stretch. It's really Airport Boulevard is what it is.
It's still Highway 11.
Yeah. From the interstate up to College Park is where the activity was happening with a lot of police cars.
Right there where we were.
Yep. And here's what we found out. At the red light at 5th Street, here's Highway 19, this is 5th Street, just east of there over at Eddie's Grocery, a car would be shot up in the parking lot that was sitting there. Now, did they think somebody was in it and come by and do that on purpose? It was done purposely. I'm not sure if they thought someone was in it or not, but it was everybody, all hands on deck in that neighborhood last night as the police ascended upon that area. Shell casings were found all over the ground. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say somewhere around 30 rounds were fired. I'm not saying every one of those hit the car, but it was a lot of shots that were fired in the area there. It was not the place to be at that exact moment in time, Odie.
No, not at all. And we're trying to find out what's going on right now.
We got a situation
over at Walgreens, big boom and some police presence. We're trying to get some information on what that may be. Hadn't got anything to update, and somebody had mentioned it on here, so we're still trying to find that out.
Yeah, it could have been a blowout. You never know.
Yeah,
those things can
simple.
make a noise too.
Yeah.
It's scary because I had one in my shop do that. I put a little bit too much air in a 35-year-old tire.
Yeah, it just didn't quite hold the pressure.
I had to go change my underwear.
Yeah,
Because I'm telling you, it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I did the hibby-jibby dance. We had someone, and you don't quite understand this, but we're going to call this a trash fire last night. As the Meridian Fire Department, as all that was going on, you heard the fire truck take off. You remember us talking about that?
Right there at the start of the party.
Yeah, as down the road up by just over the hill to where years ago AutoZone was, where they've got the thrift store.
Yeah.
Someone set garbage on fire, which was a bunch of couches that were lined up to be thrown away. They were set on fire. Meridian Fire Department had to break out their water hoses and go extinguish them, Odie.
I tell you, it's something that people, I understand trying to keep warm, but there's shelters for that. And before people get upset, there is a place for these that are homeless to go out and get out of the weather. But they so choose themselves not to partake in a shelter because of the rules and regulations that go along with it. So don't get up there and start feeling so sad that these people are outside that are cold, because that in itself is purely on their own, because that's their decision. There's places for them to go get warm.
There it
they
is.
Choose not to.
Hey, let's take a look at a moonlight picture of Meridian.
That's a blue moonlight.
Oh, oops. They were everywhere. They were
Blue
everywhere.
moon.
That was no kidding. It was just so much activity going on in that area last night. We were safe, thank heavens.
Right outside the dinner.
Boy. Now, right down the road, let me show you this, Odie, of what was going on. We want you to be careful when you go about, because this colder weather brings this thing out called deer.
Yes.
And boy, we've got a bunch of accidents to talk about that happened yesterday with deer. Let me show you this. 2 cars involved in this struck a deer. Then they hit each other as we look at this. This is the scene last night, mile marker 152 on the interstate. All the police were there on scene, and, man, those things happen. Now, no injuries involved in that, but it could have been different.
It could have. If that would have been something beside another car beside each other, it could have been something different.
Look at Debbie bragging on our video there. Boy, we appreciate that.
Well,
Debbie's
was it the photographer?
Must have been the photographer.
Must have been the photographer.
We've got great photographers that work for the Scotty Ray Report.
Yeah, 40,000 of them.
Actually, it's 70.
Is it 70? It's moved up.
72,000.
Yeah, 72,000.
It's a heap of y'all out there, and we grow each day, and it is because of y'all. We appreciate it.
Exactly.
Let's see here. We got a couple of other things that we've been asked this a lot, and let me jump over here to this story. I got a picture here I want to pull up. The many faces, as I put it yesterday.
Yeah, Ava was questioning this right here, wanted to find out.
Let me see here. Let me go back here, and let me just find it this way. For whatever reason, I thought I had it pulled up, and I didn't. The gentleman that is still on the lam or still on the run from Scott County that has not been arrested. I want to show you what the pictures. We've got 4 pictures of him, and we want to show that.
Sammy Patrick. He, as of right now, he has not been located. He is still at large, still considered to be armed and dangerous. And I would go as far as to say he is in dire straits for money, food.
Yeah.
And remember, this guy's wanted. And if you help him in any way, you yourself can be arrested
That's
for
right.
aiding and abetting. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting yourself in trouble for something that you didn't do just to help this guy.
Now, what we know is I spoke to the police chief there in Woodville. He stole $153 at gunpoint. And I had somebody go, well, how do you know he had two guns? Video, as we talked to witnesses there, he had a revolver, which will hold 6 shots, and he also had a pistol that had a clip. So you're looking at anywhere from 9 to 15 rounds in that.
Yeah.
Depending upon which type gun it is. Now, he was headed after he stopped. He got gas before he robbed the store. He heads due north on Highway 61 out of Woodville, which takes you straight to Natchez, Mississippi. Now, when you get to Natchez, you've got a choice. You can hang a left and go toward Louisiana, or you can go back toward Jackson and then go back east into where he come from.
Yeah.
Anywhere. This has been several days now. We don't know where he is.
And don't know where he'll pop up.
Now, as I mentioned earlier in that first report, people that are on the run tend to go to where they have allies, friends that they can call and go, hey, I need $20. Can you drop me off a pack of smokes? I need a blanket and a jacket and some clothes. They tend to do that. Not saying that he's back in the area, but they sometimes gravitate to that. We don't want anybody hurt. Again, this man has stole trucks out of Sebastopol, Brandon, Mississippi, Meehan. He wrecked in Newton last week 2 weeks ago on Highway 80. There's a lot that this man has done, and this lady did not expect him to come into her home. She was raped, murdered, and set on fire. It can happen to you. Someone who's doing this has no care for your life or your loved ones. Be on your guard. Watch everything that you do until this man is apprehended.
Yeah. P's and Q's.
We can't stress it enough. We got more coming up, and we say good morning to J&J Tire.
Yeah, J&J and Joyce says, how was Boy George? And I told
How'd you
Greg, I called Greg and I said, hey, can you sit in for me Monday? And he said, well, what are you doing? And because Boy George was his childhood protege, he really loved listening to Boy George. I used that as an excuse for him to come sit in for me because I know he loved him so much, and I was trying to make him jealous. So unfortunately, I didn't get to make it to the Boy George concert. I was just trying to make Greg jealous.
The many faces of Boy George.
That's him. Ooh.
Wow. Look at there. And y'all don't deny there's a bunch of y'all that had that CD.
Y'all know y'all did.
We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie, good morning. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 14. J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. And welcome back to friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We got a possibility of knowing possibly a wreck that has happened around Walgreens. We haven't got 100% confirmation on that, but we're getting some words coming in that maybe a power pole was struck.
Yeah, we're trying to find out for sure on that so we can get that information to you.
Try to get that cleared up here in just a moment to make sure.
Oh, well, Terry said he liked my shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Look at that. It's even got my name on it. Oop, this side.
So you won't get lost.
So I'll know who it is. I was wanting one that had it upside down so I could look at it.
Only Odie would think of that. Oh, have mercy. All right, let's go back in time and take a look at a few of the things. Ed, most everybody, if you're over 40, you're going to know this guy because he was so lonely.
Yeah, he was the most boring man.
That's what he said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anybody remember this man? The lonely Maytag repairman.
Never had anything to do.
Jesse White was his name, and I never knew his name until I got to studying this. But, man, he played that part good, didn't he?
He did. And the new commercials, it doesn't really, shows what the product does. And I guess his made.
Him and Mr. Whipple. You remember him?
Oh, man. Don't squeeze that short.
Yeah, Mr. Whipple, you remember him to this day. Yeah. In modern times, the only person that I can think of that they all went goo-goo over was that woman from AT&T that did what was her name? She had like a full figure and they all really liked her.
Yeah.
And she was saying that she got a lot of guys were sending her messages. And this other lady was saying, well, they didn't send me any. Well, there's a reason they didn't. You didn't look like her.
All right, so reporter Katie is on the scene.
Uh-huh.
We were just there, definitely a wreck with a gray sedan that hit a pole.
Okay.
So there we go.
We're getting there. Learning more. 1950, it would open its doors. Now it's a museum. You can go in and take a look about the history that happened there. Oh, you've all seen the movies where Johnny Cash was recording a song and somebody stuck their head in and they closed the door on him. Pretty soon they'd open that whole place for him. Sun Studios opened in 1950 on this date. Have you ever been there, Odie?
I have not.
Me either. I'd like to. I've been to Memphis, but I've never been there. Is that down on Beale, down in that area there? Is that all
I'd
together?
say it is because that's where it is. Amy would know. I'm sure she's been there. She lived in Memphis for a little bit.
But I'd like to see
Lucy
that
from
one day.
AT&T.
Lucy, yeah,
Yeah.
Lucy. Everybody liked Lucy.
Georgia, that was the Walgreens on 14th and 24th.
Yeah,
Yep.
right down from Anderson's Hospital.
Yep.
So apparently somebody has struck a light pole. If you happen to go by there, let us know what you see there.
Yeah.
Hazel, yes, we were aware of what happened to that.
How
She's
do
talking
y'all-
about the lady that lost her life.
Law enforcement put that out.
They did.
And that's how we were able to push that story back out. Now, how they know, that's they know.
They do testing, and
Yeah.
that's how you know things like that happen.
Steve said that was where Elvis first recorded.
Absolutely.
So,
Now, this old boy, he's played a lot of parts. He even, if I remember, played Mr. Drysdale in the remake of the Beverly Hillbillies. But you'll remember him from one other movie that he was in, working.
925.
Damn Wharton. And boy, did he play that part good.
Yeah, he was just a mean boss.
Dropped his pencil a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But, boy, you want to talk about some ladies that took revenge out. They did it, didn't they, Odie?
They did. I still can't. They have him strapped to a garage door opener.
Yeah, that's right. Pick him up. That was funny.
Oh, reporter Katie comes back and says also a white sedan was involved in that wreck too. So
We hope everybody is okay.
Update. Yeah.
Now, we want to talk about ladies that were absolutely stunning during the 1980s that really owned the nighttime television, and this was one of them.
Yeah, she's probably one of the only women in the 80s that didn't have big hair.
You're right. Pam, anybody remember her from Dallas? She was Bobby's wife. She just didn't quite fit in JR's world.
No, she didn't.
Couldn't help it like JR. Do you remember the song that Hank Jr. did? This ain't Dallas and you ain't Sue Ellen. We just a man and a woman trying to make a living.
That's right.
I remember. 1956. Say what you want about this guy. He does some great quality movies. He's played the good guy. He has played Jesus. He's developed all of this. He's done a lot.
Yeah.
Patriotic stuff. Boy, I love The Patriot. As we go back to remember Mel Gibson today. What would
Yeah.
you say is your favorite there?
And I tell you, when he Christ, when he wrote that, he said, we all hear the bad part of what Jesus went through. And all these stories that's been turned into TV shows and movies, we see God's life and Jesus' life as he grows up, but we've never saw what he undertook for us.
And Odie, he painted a picture.
Boy, when he came out with that really was an eye opener. You can read and be told about what he went through, but until Mel put that on the screen and you actually saw the torture he went through. Passion of the Christ.
Even to the crown, a lot of people, that was just, that thing was stickers, and it was forced.
Yeah.
And
I was watching a documentary. Do you know they still have the crown of thorns?
the actual?
The actual crown of
I
thorns.
did not know that.
It was on Netflix. I have to go back and watch and see what it was. But the church over there, they've got a few of them, but it's
Now, what
it's
is the-
airtight, sealed containers, and but it's
What is that cloth that is, they say, the linen that was used? What's it called? And they can't 100% prove it, but it's close.
yeah, and
You
it's
know
got
what I'm
the
talking about.
likeness of Jesus
Yeah.
on it.
It's also in a church somewhere.
golly, They've got it. So y'all come on and help us. It's on the tip of my tongue. like at TikTok.
Yeah, Shroud of
The Shroud of Turin.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tracy.
That is something else. And
man.
is that little place to where they go and visit really the tomb? We don't know, but boy, it's something else.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's done a lot. He did The Patriot quite well, and of course, all the Lethal Weapons. What else happened today? Oh, it was 1966. I doubt that Odie knows this song. I remember it because I grew up listening to country music. But I'm standing in your welfare line.
If I heard the song, I'm sure I would.
I don't know if you ever heard that one. It was one of those things where he made a playoff standing in a welfare line, just trying to get a piece of her. You know, the little food line there to get a piece of her love. 1967, this guy would pass away. Anybody remember him?
Yeah.
He done something pretty bad there.
He did.
I think he was paid off.
Yes, he was.
1969, y'all all knew this guy is Howard.
It's the old barber.
Yeah, there he goes. The Andy Griffith Show, he would pass away. That was some 55 years ago.
Golly.
Can you believe that? Wow. Something that is that old that is still a household movie or TV show to watch. That's impactful. And it makes you wonder, when they made it, did they have any idea just how that would be?
No. There's no way to figure that show would have the impact that it still does. There's no way.
It was a darker moon on the 6th of June. Oh, those famous words. This would become the #1 album of 1976 on this date.
Wow.
We got us a great big convoy. I love that. The movie, the soundtrack, it was great.
Yeah.
As we go back, and as I've mentioned, Charlie Pride being one of the best that ever came out of the state of Mississippi, a cotton-picking Mississippi Delta town. We walk up and down. Oh, it was great. He done so many. And today, they released a song called She's Just an Old Love Turned Memory in 1977. I'm telling you, it don't get any better than that.
No, he was definitely an awesome singer.
And again, let me go ahead and make half of Jackson, Mississippi mad as I say that Charlie Pride was cheated out of the Mississippi State song, Roll On, Mississippi, should still be to this day the state song of Mississippi.
100%.
I like you, Steve, but that should be our state song.
It should. It really should.
We go back to 1983. You've always heard, you've got that friend who's got that girlfriend. You know she's cheating on him, and you can't tell him.
Yeah.
And he's just hooked. Oh, but somewhere back in 83, John Anderson had to tell the truth because she was wild and blue. Way across town, the phone rings off the wall. If you know she ain't home, why do you keep calling? You're going to drive yourself crazy. And y'all know the rest of the words to that. At least I think you do.
Oof.
Like me some John Anderson.
Yeah.
Me and Debbie were in Nashville, and we had come out of a hotel room. We were getting ready to go to the CMA Awards, and I was locking the door, and I looked at the door next to me. It was John Anderson, him and his wife. He goes, I ain't paying $400 up there to stay in that room. He was funny. What a guy.
Just a good old guy.
I did not know this for the longest, but you've ever watched that show that was real famous with the three nerds sat around?
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
It's not Third Rock from the Sun.
No, it's that newer one that has Sheldon.
Yeah, and I like that.
What was it? Oh. I watched one or two episodes of it.
I watch it all the time.
Right, it'll come to
Golly.
us. But the old girl on there that wasn't
Sheldon's girlfriend.
Right.
Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Thank you, Katie.
She's on this.
Yeah,
But
she is.
Sheldon's girlfriend, who wore the horn frame glasses that they dressed up not to look so attractive. Do y'all know who she was?
I didn't until you just said that.
There she is. She was Blossom.
No idea. And then I saw the face and I go,
You see it now. You
I
can't
see
unsee
it now
can
because
you?
I watched that with the kids at the house, when they were sitting there watching this stuff. And, now she is the host of Jeopardy. She really
Wait a minute,
is.
she got kicked off.
Did she get kicked off already?
The guy got it. It happened last week.
Well,
Where have you been? Because he was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to make you mad.
I mean, she really is that smart.
Yeah, smart girl.
Well, darn, I hate that she got kicked off for that.
Sometimes it's time to retire. Like Clayton has decided to ride off into the sunset and not be the coroner anymore.
Solly,
You wrote
Sir, I still hope that we talk about weather and you give me some updates on the amount of rain we get. But his video of him going 10-7.
Oh, wasn't that strong?
30,000
Plus,
views
yeah.
watching that. Wow.
If y'all hadn't seen it yet, it's on our page there. And you can also find it on our YouTube page also. His final 10-7 is something to watch. But this old boy knew it was time also to ride off into the sunset on this day. It would be 04, and your Sundays would probably change after this, as Casey Kasem gave up being the host of American Top 40.
Now, he doesn't look it, but now he was rather old when he retired. Wasn't he 80-something?
I think
88?
so. Then his hot young wife got into it with the rest of his kids over his estate.
Yeah.
That usually happens. It's amazing how you can be 80 and rich and have a hot young thing. Didn't Michael Jackson have a song about that? Pretty young thing, repeat after me.
Yeah, it's like that guy who won the lottery, found his true love in 2 days.
He sure did. 2014, we would lose another great. If you remember, Wake Up, Little Susie, Hey Hound Dog. Yeah, we're talking about the Everly brothers. As Phil Everly would pass away. That's him young. That's him in his later in life.
74.
Make no mistake, no matter who you are, what you're doing, you will age. You will not be young and wrinkleless forever. It's going to happen to all of you. Unless you're King Rogers and die with a smile. Because you can't move your face.
You just got so much of that stuff.
He was like a clown. Yeah. And y'all don't take me wrong. I love Kenny Rogers. But his face wouldn't move. He had no facial expressions when he passed away.
He was trying to be a ventriloquist.
He sure was. We brought up this guy the day that you were out, that Greg filled in for you, and we said, was this the beginning of the end of country music? We just didn't realize it. He was born on this day back in 50, and he would pass away in 19. The lead singer for the Tractors, Baby Likes to Rock It, Steve Ripley. He had his garage shirt on there. They were a bunch of hippies, make no mistake, and it wasn't country.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you just got to have somebody tell you the truth, and I'm breaking it to y'all that thought that might have been country. That was hippie.
And you see what happened to it now.
Now you got spitting in your country music. And they're all on a tailgate somewhere having a beer right now.
Yeah, or big guy.
They know nothing about Friday Night Blues or anything that might have happened before that.
There's some type of a donut out there, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of y'all really like that donut, fella.
The jelly roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at him and his hot young thing that he had next to him after he found stardom just last night.
It was after that first check came.
Yeah,
Woo, look at you.
you're the handsomest thing I ever seen.
Cha-ching.
We'll be right back. Y'all put a smile on. As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. There'll be a time that you will need a real estate agent. And that's where our friend Snowden and Company come in. We realize that you don't use this every day, but when it does come time, talk to them. You can get you some land there in Clark County. It just goes on and on of the different things. That's Amanda. I've known her, well, literally all her life. I have.
and just good, honest people that she's got working for her. And they can take care of whether you're selling or whether you're buying, and they know what needs to be done to make sure that you get the best price for your home or get the best price while you buy a home. Get with them, tell them what your needs are, tell them what you're wanting, tell them where you want to be. And it doesn't have to just be right here in Lauderdale County. It could be Clark County. We're going over to Brandon, over to the Jackson area. They can take care of all of your real estate needs wherever you're wanting to go, right out there in Bailey.
Yeah, drop in, visit with them. Snowden and Company. You'll see the signs around town. Just give them a call. They'll help you out there.
Yeah.
Already about 10 minutes to the top of the hour.
So,
Can you believe that?
Brian brought this up, and I knew that, but I'd forgotten.
What is it?
Casey Kasem was also Scooby-Doo.
I'll be dog.
He was the voice of old Scooby-Doo.
I love me some Scooby.
Yeah.
I mean, they always solved the crime and took care of it, no matter what.
The original, not this new age Scooby-Doo stuff.
When Casey and Debbie will remember this, she's still watching it. She and I, years ago, many moons ago, were nominated for a Country Music Association Radio Personalities of the Year. Actually, 3, but I wasn't going to tell that. but we were there, and the guy that replaced Casey Kasem beat us as the number one guy that year. It was just an honor to be around people of that caliber. Boy, how memories and things go to the side there. But that was fun. And he would really mess you up. You'd be talking to him, he'd go into Scooby, and I'm like, stop that. Stop it.
Yeah, wait a minute. This is hard to go through.
Oh, as we go to Forest, Mississippi, let's talk about a crime that happened there. I got word that the Murphy gas station was robbed. Ooh. And now, of course, that's Walmart is what we're talking about. Here's what we have. It was a black 2009 Tahoe that was used in the escape. The tag number is SBD Samboy David 3628. As we go here, and we also now have, as we spoke with investigators, have a picture here of the gentleman that is involved in this. And what went on with this, he brandished a gun. He was in the store, took a lot of product. It wasn't cash, but he took a lot of product, and they told him to stop. And he pulled up his shirt and said, So
he didn't point it at him,
right.
But he did show it saying, I've got one and we'll use it.
Correct. And that's when things changed as we look at this. And this is, his name is, here's the post. His name is Willie Harrison. If you happen to know where he is, contact Forest PD. We've got the number there, 469-4141. Great guys that work there at the police department that want to help you out and get this taken care of. And I do believe that this person may have a past of doing other things of this nature.
Or Mr. Harrison, if you're watching, just go right down there and turn yourself in, get it over with.
That's right.
Yeah.
Early yesterday morning, I don't know if we brought this up or not, but I thought I'd recap this because it's happening everywhere. And it happened to 2 agencies in town. Ooh, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department's got to have a car fixed. Why? A deer decided he wanted to jump on top of it and do a little dance. Also at the same time, I think this is it here, we had the Meridian Police Department also get a little dance on top of their hood.
Well, the county got a bigger deer.
Yes, they did. My deer's bigger than your deer. But it was, I would not even go, I would, Odie exaggerate to say 10 wrecks yesterday involving deer.
Yeah. And this may have something to do with the old rut season.
Rut, cold weather.
It's not just peoples who be chasing the other sex, but deer do that.
They can't help it.
And
I mean, they do have sexy little whitetails that get out there and they prance around, tease them.
You know.
Next thing, the old boy goes,
I see something.
gotta go,
gotta go. And they're chasing each other out in the middle of the street right in front of us.
That happens with men and women, too.
It does.
We had an accident with injuries out on Highway 19 South yesterday afternoon. There at the intersection of 496. Ooh. Mississippi Highway Patrol was called to the scene. Weren't major, but still injuries received from that wreck. Be careful there. You brought up Billy a while ago riding and I saw this in the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. I thought we'd share a few pictures as they had their Christmas and so long, Mr. Billy, as we pull this up. Here's him and his beautiful wife there. I see a cell phone. There's a whole bunch of people there. Look at here. Ward taking command at midnight.
That's it. Lauderdale 1 right there.
Yep. So many of them, and we appreciate all that the men and women
Mr.
do.
Bob.
Just great folks, and we appreciate they're always there to help you. Just give them a call. They'll do anything they can for the citizens of Lauderdale County as we look around here. You don't know what causes this thing, but Biloxi, they had a standoff of a guy for 5 hours in a house, Odie. At the end of it, he was taken into custody, but that, I guess, pretty serious there.
Yeah.
Now, what went on over the holiday weekends? This is minor compared to what could have been.
True.
One death on Mississippi highways over the course of Christmas through New Year's. Usually you'd think there would be more, but it wasn't. They did write 4,865 tickets. 456 of them was, well, you didn't have your seatbelt on. 77 people drinking that should not have been behind the wheel. 119 wrecks, and they assisted 58 people broke down on the side of the road. That's the numbers that we're getting from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Now, I used to think, well, that includes everybody in the state. That does not include each, like in the city limits of Meridian or the city limits of Jackson. These numbers are not involved in that. That's only on Mississippi highways, like US 45, I-20, things of that nature.
Sheriff's Department's got their own numbers. The city police got their own numbers. So that's not the only numbers that went on, and that's it. There's still
I don't know of an
numbers.
agency that compiles it for the entire state that I know of. I don't know that it all reports to one place.
I don't neither. And that's something to check on, and maybe we can be that compiling agency.
I'm appointing Odie in charge. Whoop, whoop, whoop. As we mentioned, dear, just a moment ago, we do see here that the worst has happened with what we were talking about. A Jackson lady was killed in Claiborne County due to a deer accident. And we pass along condolences to family members on that. I did want to bring this up. Mississippi has made national headlines as we head into South Mississippi down to So-So, Mississippi.
Oh, so.
When you get into domestic, and the best I can read on this was a domestic thing, a divorce going on. A lady was divorcing her husband. He had some problems in dealing with that. She had her brother come over and kind of stay with him during that. The soon-to-be or ex-husband shows up. Her brother meets him in the yard, says, "You can't do here." He pulls a pistol, and he was taken out. It's being investigated as self-defense at this point. We hate this for the children. A bad thing.
Yeah.
He ran for mayor of So-So, Mississippi, the gentleman that died.
Man, yeah, we hate that, and the kids.
That's who losing this.
That's exactly right. That's who is losing a father that these kids are gonna need.
And as we go here, his name was Jason Adam Marshall. He was 41. As we go to Daily Mail here to pull this up, this is a picture of him. We do hate that even happened there, but that did make national headlines there across that. What is the happiest state in the United States of America?
The happiest states.
What would you? I'd say I had Florida in my head. I'd say, oh, that's who it is.
Well, see, now that's me, Florida. And I guess when you take it all in.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
That everyone, I'm going to give you the top 5 states, and why they're happy just to have firewood to keep warm. Every one of them. Because they ain't got no neighbors. Because
So
it's
it's got to
cold.
be a Dakota somewhere. In
Yeah.
there.
South Dakota, also South Carolina, Delaware, Wisconsin, and Illinois. Excluding South Carolina, all those have got some cold areas. there.
Delaware?
Delaware. It's cold.
But it's not that big. So there
Right.
ain't that many people
But
in
they're happy to have that firewood keep warm. What are the
yeah.
saddest states, the most depressed 5 states in America? And maybe it's rural there, and it's changed a lot since John Denver had the song.
Alaska, I really believe you've just really got to be from Alaska
To want to live
to
there.
really enjoy it. Now,
West
my
Virginia comes in
ex-girlfriend's
at number
daddy's
1.
from Alaska.
Really?
He loved it, but that was he was born and raised there. Now he was a firefighter, and when they're out there fighting fire, he says, "While you're spraying the water, your hose would freeze up.
Wow.
You'd have to change hose."
That's
I
cold.
don't want to go to none.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
So I
the
guess
most
it could be
depressed is West Virginia, followed by Louisiana, Oklahoma, Alaska and Kentucky, and they're just jealous that over in Arkansas they can date their cousins.
I think that's what it is. Because, I mean, West Virginia, I could see that. They don't know if they're north, south. They don't have a clue.
They're just kind of there.
They're just there. Louisiana,
I just thought they were
depressed states.
because I've seen pictures of Mardi Gras and they don't look depressed. I disagree.
Maybe the rest of the states sad because they can't be like Mardi Gras.
Don't know.
Oklahoma? I mean,
I don't quite follow their theory on all this.
I can't. In Kentucky doesn't seem like it'd be
No, the
bad.
Blue Ridge, they got all those horses and races.
Yeah, I think somebody was cuckoo when they come up with that.
Yeah, they interviewed the wrong people on all this. But
think so.
I mean, I can see happy, but boy, it sure is cold in those Dakotas. Is all I got to tell you.
You got to be. Oh,
Let's see the source of this. West
it
Virginia,
was a
the most.
Democrat Party.
I'm trying to see who actually did. I know who reported it, but I'm trying to figure out who did it. Now patient map Alexa, whoever Miss Alexa is, has done the study here.
Yeah, I don't think
New patient data aware rapper who did that.
Yeah, I
that
don't
means
think
nothing
they
to me.
used anything.
Yeah, we're not going to stick with them in that. We'll have to come up with our own survey.
Yeah, because it'd be different from them.
It's an online pharmaceutical company. Here it is. That's who did it. Online pharmaceutical company done this survey.
Bob just Bob said Alabama's pretty depressing right now. Hotty toddy, I'm with you, Bob. Hotty toddy.
That was below the belt there,
It
Odie.
was. The hotty toddy.
Those Alabama fans going to come get you later.
Yeah, my wife.
That's what I meant by that. In a final closing, Mark, I'm not sure I believe this. As we go back to remember the big kidnapping thing that happened with the Lindbergh baby years ago?
Yeah.
We've got a retired judge saying that the whole thing was a hoax. She's saying that the baby had medical problems and the father sent it off to have surgery and it died during surgery and he wanted to fake the whole thing. It doesn't add up to me.
No.
That's somebody that has more time on their hands than they know what to do with. The child was kidnapped and the guy was sent to the chamber for what he'd done.
Yeah. I don't.
It's a retired California judge that made those comments.
There's half of it, right?
There we are. Scotty Ray and Odie, it's come to the end of our time.
But we do need to say a great happy birthday to Gene Reed.
Oh, yeah.
And also Peggy and Larry Noel, 55 years. Man, that's awesome.
Britt said anybody can make a list and they're all wrong. I agree with that.
You're exactly right. But, yeah, we have come. This is the end of our time for today. We'll be back in 23 hours. Don't forget this weekend with your young daughter or granddaughter, have them go out and be part of this wonderful deal at the Evangel Temple. But not just for our daughters, but for all of us. Put your eyes on God. Ask Him to come into your heart and forgive you of your sins. It'll make a difference in each one of your lives. I sin every day, but I ask God to help me out through the next. It'll make a difference in your life. We'll see you in 23 hours. We love you. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: